This is our loader selection chart. We are going to be comparing three different types of loaders. Compressed air loaders, both without filter cleaning and with compressed air pulse type filter cleaning. Self-contained loaders, which utilize vacuum cleaner type motors mounted on the lid of the vacuum receiver. And central loaders, which utilize a positive displacement pump or regenerative blower remotely mounted from the vacuum chamber. So the first line we're going to look at 200 pounds an hour or less. If we look at a Series 3 compressed air loader, which has no filter cleaning, it's going to do extremely well. In fact, all of these loaders are going to do extremely well below 200 pounds an hour. When we go up to about 500 pounds an hour, we can see that the Series 3 or compressed air loader without filter cleaning is not quite as happy. And the reason for that is it will load it without any difficulty. All the compressed air loaders load at a rate about 900 pounds an hour. But you'll be less happy with a filter that you have to clean more often. When you're running up about 500 pounds an hour, you can expect to have dust and fines and more filter maintenance than most customers would like. When you go to a Series 6 with filter cleaning, you're going to have no problems at all. Same thing with the electric loaders and the central loading systems. When we go between 500 and 1,000 pounds an hour, the compressed air loaders will do it, but we don't recommend it. The only time I would ever even consider that would be if I only had one loader that one station that I needed to load. If I needed to load more than that, could you imagine 20 machines running 1,000 pounds an hour? You would need a lot of compressed air. It just isn't very practical. The self-contained electric loaders will do very well in those rates, and central loaders, of course, can be sized for almost any rate. More than 1,000 pounds an hour, the electric loaders drop out, and you're left with the central loaders. Now let's look at a criteria of conveying distance. How far away from the machine are you conveying? Of course, all three types of loaders will do great at press side. As long as you're less than 60 feet, the compressed air loaders will do fine. When you get out near that 60, 75 feet, they're a little bit less happy. At 60, 75 feet, the electric loaders and the central loaders will do great. Once you want to convey more than 75 feet, you're in the realm of a central loading system. The reason that central loading systems are better for longer distances is because their pumps are capable of producing much lower vacuum, which gives you the power to convey in excess of 500 equivalent feet. Now let's look at reliability. The reliability of the compressed air loaders is always going to be the best. And the reason for that is it's got no moving parts, no motors, no brushes. It's extremely reliable. Your power source is compressed air, which over decades of evolution have become extremely reliable. Most plants go years and years without any interruption to their availability of compressed air. So compressed air loaders clearly have an edge when it comes to reliability. Self-contained electric motors are known to be the least reliable due to the nature of the type of high-speed vacuum cleaner motor that they use. If you're using a brush type, it may be rated as low as 2,000 hours of operation before failure, and the brushless are rated in the 4,000 to 5,000 hour range. So they are designed to fail anywhere from a year to 3 years of operation. On the other hand, central loaders have a lot less maintenance because they use a three-phase motor and positive displacement pumps or regenerative blowers, which can last decades when maintained without any failures at all. However, there's more valves and moving parts, so it's not quite as reliable as a compressed air loader, but they are very reliable. Now let's look at dusty material. A compressed air loader without filter cleaning isn't going to do very well with dusty material. It may load it, but it will require a lot of filter cleaning. But compressed air loaders with filter cleaning, electric loaders with filter cleaning, and central loaders with filter cleaning will do extremely well, or even with pellet screens that are designed appropriately for the type of material that you're trying to load. Okay, let's look at energy consumption. Compressed air loaders are going to use the least amount of energy when applied under 200 pounds an hour, especially when they're under 50 pounds an hour. Compressed air delivers instant energy. It doesn't require a motor to wind up or for a motor to be running in between stations. So it's going to be extremely energy efficient, particularly when you're talking very, very low throughputs. When you get to higher throughputs, energy consumption becomes a problem with compressed air loaders. Self-contained loaders use a lot of energy just because the vacuum motors are inefficient when you compare them to three-phase motors. And then when you get to the central loaders, they're more efficient because you're using three-phase motors, either positive displacement pumps or regenerative blowers. Let's look at the cost per station installed. Your lowest cost is going to be compressed air loaders without filter cleaning. Compressed air loaders with filter cleaning and self-contained loaders are in the same price range. The compressed air loaders are less, but not dramatically less. The most expensive are going to be central loaders. And the reason for that is that there's a great deal of installation involved. You have to run vacuum lines, you have to run material lines, you have to run control wiring throughout the facility, and you have to run power wiring to the three-phase motors. So when you add in all the installation, which can be more than the equipment, it becomes pretty pricey. But it's still a great long-term solution. And most large companies with machines running over 200 pounds an hour will go with central loaders. Well, I hope this has been a help. If you have any questions, please give us a call at the 800 number listed above.